SIPOC, suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, customers, diagram, is a visual tool for documenting a business process from beginning to end prior to implementation. SIPOC, pronounced Sipoc, diagrams are also referred to as high-level process maps because they do not contain much detail. Today, we will check out all the details of Sipoc. 8. What is Sipoc? Sipoc is an acronym that stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. In practical terms, Sipoc is a process mapping and improvement method that summarizes the inputs and outputs of one or more processes using a Sipoc diagram. Some organizations use the opposite acronym, COPIS, which puts the customer requirements first and illustrates the value of the customer to the organization. The term Sipoc originates from the 1980s and is part of the total quality movement. Today, you'll find Sipoc as a part of the Six Sigma lean manufacturing and business process management disciplines. Project management software can help you collect all the elements for your Sipoc and then organize them into a plan of action. Project Manager is a cloud-based work and project management software that helps you organize tasks to better execute them. Our multiple project view lets you work how you want. For example, you can gather all the data from your Sipoc in a task list, and then assign tasks, set priorities, and even see the status of the work once it begins. Sipoc diagrams are an established quality management technique utilized in Six Sigma project management, as well as other process management models. The diagram is ideal to identify the causes of process variation. It can be used to measure and control these variations to arrive at a more stable and predictable process. Sipoc diagrams are excellent for analyzing and improving business processes. Thanks to their easy-to-use nature and application of less specific language, they are easy to understand and can be applied to any business context. They are equally useful for onboarding new team members, filling in newly added members to a project, and stakeholders alike. Sipoc diagrams allow to define the specifications of the process inputs and determine who is expected to supply the said inputs so there are no misunderstandings. It also helps to identify the customers in the process along with their specific requirements. 7. Sipoc elements. Following the acronym, let's start with what is either the first or last letters: suppliers and customers. These might be internal or external to the organization. The inputs and outputs of the process might be materials, services, or information. The focus is on capturing the set of inputs or outputs rather than the individual steps of the process. Suppliers, providers of inputs into the process. Inputs, resources such as materials needed to complete the process. Process, steps that convert inputs to outputs. Outputs, product or service created for the process. Customers, recipients of outputs. Those elements are then collected in a Sipoc diagram. Let's learn what a Sipoc diagram is and how to create one. 6. How to create a Sipoc diagram. The Sipoc diagram is an important visual tool that is easy to create. It helps to define who supplies the input to the process, what raw materials are placed in the inputs, the customer requirements of the process, and more. First, you have to choose a business process that will benefit from creating a Sipoc. Then, to create a Sipoc diagram, follow these steps. 1. Identify suppliers. Who are the suppliers that will provide you with the materials you need for your inputs? They should be listed here. There might be a different supplier for each input. If that's the case, list them all. By supplier, we mean anyone who has a direct impact on the outputs. 2. Identify inputs. Now you want to identify the raw materials and other resources needed for your business process to work. You don't have to list every single one, only those that are important, overarching inputs. 3. Outline the process. This is an overview of the business process. Only list the 4 or 5 high-level steps that consist of actions and subjects. This is like the starting and end points in the process, or it could be a simple flow chart. 4. Define outputs. Use nouns to describe the outputs. These can be materials, products, services, or information. 5. Identify customers. Define who will want or who you are targeting with the outputs in your business process. A customer doesn't have to be external. They can be coworkers, board members, etc. 6. Analyze customer requirements. What are the process measurements or requirements for the product, service, or information? These are usually determined by the customer or a regulatory body. Number 5. When to use a sigh-pock diagram. Creating a sigh-pock diagram can be beneficial in a variety of applications, the most popular being for continuous improvement. Since a finished sigh-pock diagram provides a high-level map of a process, it can be used for identifying problem areas, conducting process analysis, and explaining business operations to an audience. Additionally, a sigh-pock diagram can be helpful when parts of a process are unclear. It forces team members to identify and centralize information such as supplier contacts, project specifications, and target customers. 4. Benefits of a sigh-pock diagram. A few benefits of using a sigh-pock diagram are: increases transparency across an organization, provides an overview of a project for stakeholders, can be used as a training tool for newer employees, helps with problem-solving initiatives, creates a template that can be reused for various processes and projects, ensures all team members are on the same page. How does the sigh-pock model help in process improvement? The sigh-pock model offers a clear picture of the complete process and the follow-up steps. It enables process management teams to visualize, comprehend, and communicate effectively. With in-depth knowledge of the underlying causes of problems, organizations can develop practical strategies to improve processes. The sigh-pock model allows team members to figure out how suppliers, inputs, processes are impacting outputs and customer needs. Actionable insights into factors that are affecting customers create significant improvement opportunities. 3. Why are sigh-pock diagrams important? Sipoc diagrams, a proven quality management technique used in Six Sigma project management and other process improvement models, are a well-known method. This diagram can be used to identify the causes of process variation. This diagram can be used for measuring and controlling these variations to achieve a more predictable and stable process. Sipoc diagrams can be used to analyze and improve business processes. They are simple to use and employ less specific language. This makes them easy to apply to any business context. They can be used to onboard new members of a team or fill in for existing members of a project. Sipoc diagrams can be used to identify the process input specifications and to determine who will supply them. This helps to avoid any misunderstandings. It helps identify customers and their requirements. Number 2, Sipoc diagram versus workflow diagram. Workflow diagrams provide a graphic map of a business process or project. A Sipoc diagram is a type of workflow diagram that focuses on who creates and receives materials or data throughout a business process. Some workflow diagrams are organized with each process step mapped out chronologically. However, a Sipoc diagram doesn't map out dependencies, such as tasks that need to be completed before others. Instead, it visualizes who creates process materials, how those materials feed into the process, and who receives process outputs. Number 1, Sipoc example. Here's a simple Sipoc example. The creation of a healthy smoothie. To begin, create a table with 5 columns for the 5 words that make up the Sipoc acronym. First, there's the supplier, who is tasked with creating a smoothie for a customer. To do so, there must be a smoothie preparer, a store owner where that person works, a kitchen manager, and an order taker. That leads to the inputs, which are first the request or order of the smoothie. Then there's the recipe to make it, the receipt to acknowledge the sale, the countertop to interact with the customer and other equipment. That includes a blender and probably a timer of some sort. And of course, whatever ingredients are required to create the smoothie. Now we're getting to the process. It starts by receiving and preparing the order and ingredients, which must be clean, cut, and sorted. Then blend those ingredients as required by the recipe. You'll probably want to test the order before you notify the customer that the order is complete. The output of this process is the completed purchase, the order, and hopefully a delicious smoothie and a happy customer. You provide the receipt, and they might give you a tip for good service. What do you think of this Sipoc? Thanks for watching.